I didn't realize this, but TCL just released this new Android tablet in 2026, and it's actually one of the most affordable tablets you can get. But as you'll soon see, there are some drawbacks to be aware of, so let's go ahead and get started. I only paid $139 for mine, but I'll leave a link down below with current pricing and more information. This comes with 128 gigabytes of storage, which is actually pretty good. I think that should be the standard for all tablets by now. It also can use a micro SD card to expand the storage as well. It's got a 10.1 inch IPS LCD display at 16 by 10 aspect ratio, so it's definitely a little bit smaller, but it does have 1920 by 1200 resolution, and it goes up to 400 nits brightness. Feels like an aluminum material there on the back, plastic around the edges. You will notice this has face unlock when setting this up. Of course, it has Gemini as the assistant. You've got two different options for the home screen, one with an app drawer, the other one where just the apps are on the home screen and you swipe left and right, similar to an iPad. Now when it comes to the software, I actually do like some of the things that they do on here, but considering this is 2026 and this comes with Android 15, that concerns me a little bit, especially considering they don't advertise how many years of software updates. So it could get 1 year of major software updates and a couple years of security updates, or it could be less. So just keep that in mind. Nice thing is you can see most of the pre-installed apps are just the ones from Google. It looks like it does have a software update, so might as well go ahead and do that. As far as I know, this is 60 Hz refresh rate. Usually there's a spot where you can change it if it's higher. Of course, you can change this from gesture to button navigation as well, and you can switch the button order as well. Swipe down anywhere to get to your notifications and quick settings or shortcuts. Looks like you have their Next Vision, Screencast, and a couple others. Plus you can add some more like TV remote, system update, calculator, and so on. One thing that is kind of weird, I don't see a little slider for the screen brightness on here. You can also go under advanced features and settings to change the virtual RAM, where it's on 3 gigabytes by default, but you can choose 5 gigabytes or 8 as well. It's also Widevine L1, which is good for streaming apps like Netflix, just like their larger Tab A1 Plus. I think the screen quality on here is actually pretty nice as well. Surprisingly, this will go up to 4K resolution on YouTube videos. It does seem pretty choppy though, so I probably wouldn't do that if it was me. Obviously not quite as large as their Tab A1 Plus, but this one's probably a little easier to take with you when traveling and that kind of thing. It's just a little more portable. Probably just comes down to what you're looking for. Kind of surprised they don't have a dock down here, like on the Tab A1 Plus. Maybe that's just because of the smaller screen, not really sure. You've also got floating window and split screen on here if you want to run multiple apps at once. This also has the little sidebar feature where you've got extra shortcuts, sort of like the Edge panel on Samsung, which you can do on both sides. It comes with 4 gigabytes of RAM. You can add an extra 8 gigabytes of virtual RAM. It's got a MediaTek MT8786 processor. As you can see by the benchmark results, not going to be the most powerful tablet out there. Probably just good enough for most basic things. Kind of what you would expect for a tablet this price. Weird thing is, I think the GPU performance is actually better on this than the Tab A1 Plus. You could do some multitasking and you could do some light gaming on here as well. Obviously it'll be at lower frame rates and graphics settings. It does feel nice using a smaller tablet like this. It's just a little easier to reach things on the screen. Could the performance be a little better? Definitely. But who knows, maybe people just need this for very basic things, maybe watching YouTube videos, Netflix, that kind of stuff. It's got a 6,000 milliamp hour battery, not the fastest charging at only 18 watts, but I also ran my typical battery drain test at 100% screen brightness, and this one lasted about 6 hours, so a little longer than the Tab A1 Plus from TCL, but this one's also not quite as bright, so it should have plenty of power to last a couple days with normal use, even longer once you turn the screen brightness down. Nice thing is, it does come with a headphone jack. Surprisingly, even though it just has one speaker on each side, it's actually much louder than I was expecting and has pretty good sound quality overall for a tablet in this category. Here's a quick sample just to give you an idea of what it sounds like. It's got an 8 megapixel on the back, 5 megapixel on the front. In the camera app, you've got video, photo, pano, stop motion. You can record up to 1080p resolution for video recording. It's pretty slow shutter speed on here. I'm sure they have the AI stuff on here to help, but yeah, the photo quality on here, actually pretty decent. Here's a few quick samples of photo and video just to give you an idea of what to expect. I still think you'll get better results just using most cell phones out there nowadays. I do think it could use a little better performance and of course longer software support. Hopefully this gave you a little closer look at the new Tab 10 Gen 4 from TCL. I might have to do a comparison of this and some of the other tablets I have. It's definitely what I was expecting for a tablet in this category. Maybe slightly better in some areas like screen quality. But if you like tablets, phones, and other tech, I've got a couple more new tablets that I'll be looking at here soon, so you'll definitely want to keep an eye out for those upcoming videos. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.